Things were different back then. Simpler. The world didn't feel so overwhelming. I mean, I was definitely an anxious kid, but days were definitely easier. I'd go on adventures with friends, then come home and watch my favorite shows, and play so many games with my sisters. Then things changed. And I feel like an easy way to explain it is just, oh, I got older and busier and now I have less time, but honestly, I feel like that only explains a part of it. I have a not so hot take. I think a lot of it has to do with the current state of the internet. Many people agree. The internet and the world feel colder now. Whimsy fell victim to frostbite while online and in-person communities froze over. As the internet became more and more inescapable, its habits started to spill over into real life. We learned not only to filter our photos, but ourselves. And now, existing feels like a never-ending performance. And a huge issue I think about is how the evolution of the internet has affected creativity. I feel like we used to just make things because we wanted to. Now it's way too easy to overthink, to compare, to curate, to worry about trend cycles and whether or not your interests fit in with your aesthetic. And the saddest thing is that somewhere along the way, being cringe became a crime. I, for one, used to be so cringe and free. Looking back, I don't know how I did it. I wasn't afraid to be expressive. I made a lot of things and shared my creations with my friends. And you see, the majority of what I made wasn't good, but that didn't faze me.
I approve this message.
Mini-me, online shopping made easy.
Until one day it did, and then suddenly I hated being perceived, I hated being bad at things, and worst of all, I recoiled from communities that I flourished in, that I enjoyed, that I related to. I think a good example of this is how I used to do a lot of production and performance stuff when I was younger, especially in intermediate, which is like middle school for Americans basically. And I remember seeing a lot of hate online for theater kids. You know, everyone's like, oh my gosh, they're so cringe. And then I was like, oh, maybe they are cringe. And people in real life are saying the same things to me as well. And so I kind of just stepped back from it, which is really sad because there's a theater kid within me that wants to, you know, express itself. But yeah, I mean, I do some acting stuff here and there, but it's just not the same. I don't know why I let that prevent myself from being part of a community that I enjoyed. Anywho, this is a long-winded way of me saying that the internet used to feel like a place you could escape to.
Has this ever happened to you?
Share and consume stuff that didn't have to be perfect. All it had to have was heart. And this would have trickle-on effects to real life where people weren't prosecuted for being weird. And some other things that myself and many others aren't a huge fan of when it comes to the current landscape of the web and the world at large include is how everything's a subscription. AI-generated slop is flooding the internet. The algorithm seems to be doing more harm than good. A, apps are designed to be addictive, which feels wrong. B, creators are incentivized to copy viral formats, meaning that everything kind of blurs into one. C, creativity is frequently dampened when people wonder why this thing that they poured so much love and joy into didn't achieve enough likes or views or shares. D, algorithms create echo chambers, which can be dangerous, but also just boring. It's harder to accidentally stumble across something random and completely left field that may just end up being your new favorite thing. Also, even though it's the World Wide Web, as a New Zealander, I rarely get recommended Kiwi content. And something I miss is shared moments. When we'd watch an episode of a show at the same time each week, then discuss it the following day. I much preferred this over doom scrolling. Hey, my name is Promise, and I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. You can feel it, the quiet rebellion against the noise. People are slowly engaging with Whimsy again.
Reddit has a whole thread on how people add more whimsy to their lives, so I thought I'd try some of them out. This person wrote, I collect rocks, paint them, and put them back outside.
There was a period, there was a golden age of the internet.
It was the precipice.
Pre-advertising, when people were on there for fun, making their own pages.
Day 62 of doing something different every day to get back my childlike wonder and wake up my brain because I've been living half asleep on autopilot today. I'm gonna be stepping on all these crunchy leaves. I'll show you. actually weren't very crunchy. But one thing that I like about fall now that I didn't really used to like, because I just saw it as a time when my favorite season, summer, goes away and then it gets really cold, is that when all the leaves fall on the ground, then actually there's a lot of fun fall things to do. And I think it's really cute how humans go out of the way to like step on a leaf that they think is going to make a really cool sound and things like that. So I just like practicing that, and I think it gives more intentionality into my day because I'm not just walking, I'm actually like actively looking for things that are going to make me happy, like stepping on a crunchy leaf or looking for a cool flower. And so I think I'm going to start off, this Monday is going to start off strong. This week is going to be awesome for us, and I hope that thank you for watching with me, and I hope that everybody has a really awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow.
The problem is, the platforms that we have now don't really support this shift. They don't nurture community, and instead they optimize for clicks. And creatives, big and small, are left to fend for themselves. But I think I might have just created the antidote. Hold up. Just wait a minute. I'm not asking for your money. All I need is a moment of your time. I've been working on a platform called Alcova, your very own creative alcove. Alcova is a nostalgic, retro, dreamlike alternative to today's noisy, scrolling social media. A digital village where art takes its time. You control a little customizable character who walks through a broadcast village, entering houses to watch shows. There's no scrolling, just classic arrow key and WASD PC controls, making media consumption slower and more intentional. Each house has a different purpose. Some are like TV channels, showing curated content at set times made by budding creators. I also want there to be digital art galleries, libraries, concerts, creative games, art tutorial spaces, and art jams, and digital coffee shops where people can connect with like-minded individuals. It's slow internet, shared joy, and a place for creators to connect without having to chase algorithms. While I want there to be a way for people to interact with art from all across the globe, there will be an emphasis on interacting with art that is local to you. Because I think one of the coolest aspects of my idea is that there's also a built-in digital connection to in-person community building element. On each channel/house, players can vote for creators whose art they love and are inspired by. Votes would be cheap and would also serve as your ticket to in-person events like screenings, concerts, book launches, and creative gatherings hosted by creatives that you vote for. Hence, the voting funds the venue hire and the cost to keep Alcova running, thus building a self-sustaining pipeline that connects creators and audiences in real life. Which I think is necessary in this age where we are longing for the revival of bustling third spaces. Importantly, Alcova is subscription and ad-free. Players make a small one-time purchase to unlock a creative house forever, creating a real sense of ownership over the art and stories that they love. Creators contribute a small fee for their work. I'm thinking like $5 for a short film entry, which is way lower than the typical film festival competition costs, and in return, their art will be given a fair chance to be seen. They get to choose which channel/house suits their work the most. For instance, an analog horror short would be uploaded to the Horror Hub house. On Alcova, there'll be no algorithms deciding who deserves attention. Instead, things like short films, short docos, and music videos, and that sort of video-style content will get broadcasted at scheduled times. And then things like visual art and books will have a set shelf life on digital libraries and art galleries.
You'll also be able to personalize your avatar, chat during live broadcasts, and join digital or in-person watch parties.
I want Alcova to be a social, playful, warm space that people can come together, connect, engage, and belong. If this sounds cool to you, then please head over to my itch.io page and play around with my very early stage proof of concept. Comment what you like, dislike, any suggestions for how I should go about improving things and stuff like that. I'll soon be creating a team of people to help me grow this further and make this a real platform that people can actually use. I really want Alcova to be something that benefits people and is something they actually want, so please tell me your thoughts. Also, I want to say a huge thank you to the Blackbird Foundation for believing in my project. And these are all the spaces where you can keep up to date with Alcova and see what's happening and, follow along for the ups and downs and merry-go-rounds of developing a platform. So, keep your eyes peeled.